What's up, everybody? This is Kenny here. You're chilling with Kenny C right here on tmvcafe.com. Hope everybody is off to a nice start to the week. Of course, day after MLK Day, paying homage to a legendary civil rights activist who stood up for what's right, had a dream, wanted to see it come to fruition, and there's some progress that still needs to be worked on. So shout out to the men and women in the communities that's doing their part to keep that dream where it needs to be. Um, so without further ado, my first guest of the evening is a hip hop artist. He has a song with a former guest who I just had a few weeks ago, B. Watkington. They got a song together called Champs that's available on all the platforms. And I was told that there's another collaboration between the two on the way. And to talk about that and everything else, Jumpin Joe the Rapper is with me right now. It's good.
What's good, man? Just another blessed day. You feel me? I'm in here. Shout out to K Dot, man. I see you, New Orleans fan.
Yeah.
That's why the vibe. That's why I felt like it was home just talking to you, man. I was like, I hope you don't think I'm not being professional. I was like, what's up, K Dot? You know,
I appreciate that, man. I figure I put this shirt on considering it a day after a certain rival, divisional rival, took a L yesterday at the expense of them Dallas Cowboys. I despise both teams, but somebody had to lose. So I'm glad it was
hey,
the rival team that went first.
real
Now they
talk.
gotta now they have to go through a lengthy off season, whether Tom's gonna come back or not. All I know is, I mean, we got some work to do ourselves, but at least we know going into next season that division is gonna be up for grabs. We just need a QB and we just need some health, good juju on our
That's
side
right.
to to help us pull through because these last 2 years has been tough.
hmm
And as far as Sean Payton, we'll see what they get some compensation in return. It better be a first round pick. That's all I know. We better get something.
That part. hmm
So Sean, we watching you, man. We watching you. Whatever team you choose. But enough of my Saints fandom per se. Joe, man. So the champs joint. I want to start with that because that was my introduction to you, courtesy of your collaborator, B. Watkington. He told me how excited he was for the track, being kicking off the new year and everything. I'll ask you on your side, what was it like collaborating with B. Watkington and having this song out to kick off 2023?
Oh man, I tell you, man, it felt real good, man. B. Rockington is a stellar artist. You know what I mean? He's really good at what he does. He's really humble, most humble dude I know. Given his talent. Like he's super humble and he's one of the best rappers I know. So that's why I really like him. Like I like the way he moves. Not to mention his cadence and wordplay is ridiculous. So when I sent him champs, I was like, hey man, we need to follow up MVPs. And I was like, I got a verse and a hook for a song called Champs. And I sent it to him. And he just got it back to me, man, within a couple of weeks. And then I was just like, look, I can see myself dancing to this. Let's go ahead and drop it on New Year's. And that's that story right there. So we dropped it on New Year's.
Yeah, man, that's definitely one of those joints that I say an athlete can listen to. Just
Mm-hmm.
getting the mood and getting that adrenaline going. You know what I'm saying? Getting you in that mindset, like going for the ultimate goal, and that's to be a champion. That's what these NFL teams are going through right now. Is trying to become a champion, just having that mindset manifested into reality with the ultimate team goal. So yeah, it's got the message behind it, but it's also gonna make you bop. It's gonna make you nod your head to it and just having a good time. So yeah, it was quite fitting for that song to come out on New Year's Day with once the ball drops. So it is available on all the platforms right now. Go stream it, go buy it, go purchase it, go spread the word once you do that. And I also heard that y'all might have some more music together in the works. Another track coming soon between the two.
Yeah, we got another track coming soon. Uh, uh it's B Rock sent it to me. He was like, "Hey, it's time for you to return the favor, homie." I was like, "All right, cool, man." He sent it to me. I hopped on it, sent it back to him. That's all I'm gonna say about that one because I don't really have his permission to talk too much about it. But I'll tell you one thing: it's a serious track, and I mean it'll have you moving again. It's a
Nice.
great follow up
Yeah.
to MVPs and champs.
Okay, so MVPs, champs got a theme going between
Yeah,
these
we got
songs.
yeah we got a
So,
theme going.
so I'm curious what's gonna be the title of this song. This feels like a trilogy you got going on.
I
Um,
know
so so
this
it's
one. I can tell you the title is going to be No Chance.
okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. I did it on my own, no advance. Like that's all I could say.
Okay.
Did it on my own, no advance.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So man, let's talk about your journey as far as you getting into music. How did it start off for you?
Oh man, I'm a hustler to tell you the truth. Uh, you know, I I like to make $1 out of 15 cents. I'm all about my legacy, basically. What I can leave not only for my family but for the bloodline in general. I want to start some perpetual wealth. I believe I've started some perpetual wealth in my bloodline, and so um, when I found out that anybody could just buy a mic, sign up to a distributor, and release a song, I started looking at these digital service providers as ATMs. And I'm from Cali, New Orleans raised, no, actually, New Orleans made me, Cali raised me, and San Antonio saved me. And so it was more of those things where, like they say in Cali, hey, man, you got to get it while the getting is good. And that's what I'm doing right now. So I got into this rap game back in 2019 with one goal in mind, and that was just to make money, a perpetual income. The fans are cool, but I used to be a world class athlete. The fans leave at some point, and so I'm smart enough not to know to go down that route again, focusing on the fame and the stardom and things like that. And some people focus on that, and that's cool. And the fans might not leave; they might have a different experience. But for me personally, it's not my first rodeo in regards to the whole attention and things that come along with a quote unquote talent that you have. So I figured, hey, I'm decent at making music. Let me go ahead and put out as many digital assets as I can. I call every song a digital asset because you can treat it like stock and it's only going to appreciate in value. Spotify is going to be paying more next year. Apple's going to be paying more next year. They're never going to be paying less. And so I think about 50, 70 to 100 years down the line, my family's good to go from these tracks that I'm making today or have been making. So that's what got me into music. I just looked at it as a way to actually solidify financial stability for my family and my bloodline down the line.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
important.
selfish?
No, not at all, man. I mean, you. you thinking things through. You have a mindset for it. Um, looking out for. You have a passion for it. Obviously, you have the talent. You have the gifts. You know, to express yourself, and hey, go for it, man. Like, you just do, you know, whatever. Fans, as you point out, they're gonna feel some type of way one day, and they feel something different. But as long as you know, you're doing you. You know, fans, real fans are gonna follow you no matter what you do. So that's just what it boils down to. Um, because fame, it's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Once you get it, you know, you either sink or you swim. So it's it's a slippery slope. Let's just put it that way.
Hey, I hear you.
I've never been through that fame per se, and I hope I don't. I'm pretty comfortable just being a regular cat that just loves doing radio for a living.
You're a
So
phenomenal host.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm in my nice comfort zone, I guess you say. Um, so New Orleans born, you lived in Cali, you in San Antonio. So you've been around, from the south to the west, and to the south. So so you've been through different experiences, different
Yes.
cities, different backgrounds, and things of that nature. Obviously, so uh, just as far as, let's talk about influences. Who has influenced you as or inspired you per se, whether it's a mainstream artist or fellow indie artists? Who stood out to you as far as you getting into this music?
Uh I always knew I was okay at rapping. I used to write raps 5 periods throughout the day. I used to take PE seriously. That's it. And just writing raps throughout the whole day. My influences were like the Grave Diggers, Wu Tang Clan, Bootsy Collins, Snoop Dogg, uh, Drew Down, the Loonies, um, Pac, definitely. Um, that was through those times where I didn't know I would be able to actually release a song to the world. But right around the time I started rapping, um, I was actually publishing books on Amazon, notebooks. I told you, I'm a hustler. I got to figure out where to make something out of nothing. So I was like, look, I'm going to go ahead and, since Amazon is letting anybody publish hardback books, and, you know, it's a 60-40% profit, let me go ahead and skyrocket the price, and then have some really, really, you know, per se, famous people tote my book, and then create a sense of scarcity around the book, um, so I can sell it. So I would send it to an artist for free, then have them say, "Yeah, I bought this for 199," and it was just a notebook. And so Nipsey Hussle influenced me to actually not be afraid to raise the price on the product. Um, I have a notebook called Free Smoke Rhyme Journal. It's about 110 pages. On each page or each other page, it's a free for profit QR code that leads to a beat. So when you buy the notepad, you can just work on your craft throughout the notepad. You just scan the QR code, listen to a beat, and that's your project. You just write a rhyme, 2 or 3 pages. 2, 3 pages go by, you scan the QR code again, it's a new beat. And you just work on your craft. That's the purpose of the Free Smoke Rhyme Journal. I published that on Amazon back in 2019. Then I actually took it a step further and I wrote a 8-act play called Stop By. Um, it encompasses me and my wife's story, how we met, but it's also intertwined with the story of, it's a fictional story of a painter, a teenage painter named Jeremiah, who gets a harsh critique at his music class. And then he ultimately ends up in an abandoned warehouse where it's a lot of peculiar characters giving their take on his portrait. There's a lot of beautiful poems throughout their interpretations of his portrait. And so it's a nice play. I wrote that, published that. Both of them ended up being bestsellers. I can't believe a notebook was a bestseller, but you know, people really want something that they think others can't afford. And that was the blueprint. That's basically what I did. So with that being said, yeah, Nipsey Hussle was a huge influence on me at the beat, you know, right when I started making my music. And you know, I can't rap about, you know, things that I haven't done, just like I can't give advice to someone about something that I haven't been through. So that's what all my music is about, basically. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Being the alchemist, making something out of nothing. Um, and also just staying in your own lane, doing what you do best.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And props to you for the bestseller, man. That's amazing. You definitely showing um versatility. You working on other things while you're pursuing music. So you showing all you showing all sides, man. You are what you are, man. You a hustler, man. You do you're expanding per se. And, Nipsey is a prime example of that. Um, like I listened to all the mixtapes from Nip, and while he was spitting, while he was going hard, he's also giving you some knowledge, and just that mindset. The marathon continues, and even years after his passing, the marathon still lives on. Because you got a lot of artists now looking at what Nip did and just making it into the own per se. So he's a prime example of that. So I'm glad that Nip was able to do as much as he could, and he released Victory Lap album. Like I fell in love with that project, and it got nominated for a Grammy. Just wish he was alive to see, just to get that reaction. So it's
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P. Nip, man.
R.I.P. Nip.
Yeah,
Yeah, you and
absolutely.
I both wish he was alive to see that Grammy, you know?
Yeah,
And it's cool, it's cool because, you know, like my son, I put his name in the credits. Not to change the subject, but what I'm
yeah,
saying is when Nip's son grows up and realizes that his pops has a Grammy, he'll know that it's in his DNA. He's he's capable of doing something like that more than the next kid at his school. It's the extra oomph that gets people over the, over the self doubt. It's that extra oomph that sends somebody skyrocketing, to success. And that's just basically what I'm doing. A lot of my music I make, like when I was young, I used to get a lot of game from songs from the 70s. You know what I mean? And just like, she's got papers on me. That's a doo-wop song. It's cheaper to keep her. Like, okay, all these are oldies. So when my son gets to the age that, where he's going to be exploring music, he's going to be able to weed out what he decides to listen to But I know one thing: when he listens to Dad's songs, it's only going to be able to help benefit whatever it is he's going through. Whether it be building confidence, or whether it be showing love, or whether it be sticking to a certain code that you're supposed to stick to. Real recognize real type of stuff. I rap about a lot of that too. Whether it be standing standing on what you believe in, I rap about that too. My son's gonna see all of that. And I put his name in the credits of a song, and I think it's had some, I think the Lord blessed that song with being like the biggest song that I've ever made in regards to financial gains. And it's funny because it's like he's only 5 years old. And the name of the song is called Colorblind. And I just have him saying 3 or 4 colors on the song. He says, red, I love it. Blue, I love it. Green, I love it. Orange, I love it. Then I say, I don't know about you, but I know about mine. They should all be colorblind. All be colorblind. I don't know about you, but I know about mine. They should all be colorblind. All be colorblind. Spit it. Red, I love it. Blue, I love it. Green, I love it. And that song got over 800,000 uh, Spotify streams. And my son receives mechanicals and digital streams on it on a monthly basis. So it's like he's taking care of his stuff. We had the meeting with I don't know, it's like a number or something, like a type of fund or whatever. My wife took care of that, like for him. But he'll know in the future that he's capable of not only doing. The goal was to have him feel like he was capable of being creative, okay, like his dad. That's why I do a lot of. That's another reason why I do a lot of things I do. But I had no idea that he would have the success that he had with that song. So it's like I killed two birds with one stone. You feel me?
Yeah. It's that's definitely become a trend. You go back in hip hop history, just seeing kids contribute to the parent's song, even if it's just a few lines.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of sets the tone for that parent or parents, for that matter, to speak what they feel. And the kid's gonna look back at it, gets older, and be like, "Wow, I was, I was part of that moment." You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
a bonding between the child and the parent at the end of the day. So it's pretty amazing. I feel like hip hop is one of the few, if not the only genre where you see that connection between a child and a parent, regardless of that child's age. It's good bond at its finest. So so check out the homie Jumpin Joe the Rapper Champs featuring BY Contend. That's on all the platforms right now. Another collaboration that's on the way. No release date as of yet, but just stay tuned for it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you have in the works as far as maybe more music from you per se? What can people expect in the coming weeks and maybe months?
To tell you the truth, I'm a bit of a workaholic. Like I said, I'm a kid in a candy shop. When I found out you could make music, I bought a real decent mic and I just put out, put out, put out, put out. So I guess the main thing I will focus on is my label mate. I'm part of a label. It's called Mally Music and Jumpin Joe the Rapper. Mally Music, music spelled Muzik. That's my ace boom coon, man. We don't put out 2 albums already and countless singles. Uh, but Mally got an album dropping. Uh, it's gonna be called Red Lipstick, and it's something for the ladies, but something that the homies could listen to too and appreciate. So just look out for Red Lipstick, and you can follow him on Instagram at Mally Music. Me myself, oh boy, I'm going to be releasing a song called "Look Into My Eyes." on February 1st. And then after that, I'll probably be releasing every 1st and 15th of the month. So if you're listening and you want to follow Jumpin Joe the Rapper, it's Jumpin with the apostrophe, no G. Those days are gone. So Jumpin Joe the Rapper. Just follow me and you'll be able to hear everything I drop. I produce in quantity, and you know, Lord willing, it's quality as well. So I don't think I'll let you down. I'm working on a project right now, though, Kenny. It's called The Love Story. It's going to be a 7-track EP. I don't have a release date, but anybody listening, follow me on Instagram so you can be a part of the journey. This is going to be a 7-track EP about a man's life before and after his wife came into play. And that man I'm speaking about is myself. Me and my wife met in junior high. She disappeared, to Pakistan, 8th grade. I went ahead and lived my life, and we reconnected 17 years later, got married, took care of the visa process. She came back here, and then, we had a couple kids, and, just living a good life, man. I believe I'm rich. Uh, I think a lot of people listening might be rich. I'm a little older now, and so if anybody listens to this interview, just take this from it, man. You might be rich right now. You don't realize. So just sit back and think about what you have been blessed with. Uh, that's not causing you stress, and it'll outweigh the problems. I think so. But yeah, anyways, so that's what it's gonna be called. It's gonna be called The Love Story. That's what I'm working on, Kenny. I'm gonna send you a unreleased copy of it, man. If you dare.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it, man. It's great having you on the show. Thank you so much for being on. Be on the lookout for the Love Story EP coming soon. Be on the lookout for the next single coming on February the 1st. That's a few weeks away. Jumpin Joe the Rapper on Instagram. And that's Jumpin minus the G and Joe the Rapper. So go check him out and go check out the Champs joint on BY10 as well. Thank you, Joe, for your time. Continued success, man. Thanks again for your time.
Appreciate it, Kenny. Always a pleasure. It's an honor. Thank you for having me.
All right, man. You take care. You have a good night.
All right, brother. You too.
All right, bye bye.
All right.